Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's global outreach on Operation Sindoor continues to gain momentum. All-party delegations engaged with key figures in multiple nations, highlighting India's continued fight against terrorism. US President Donald Trump issues a rare rebuke to Russian counterpart, says not happy with Putin for attacking Ukraine. Zelensky urges Trump to not be silent after multiple casualties in the strikes. US President Trump delays 50% tariffs on European Union imports until July 9th after talks with EU chief. EU says Europe ready to advance talks with Washington swiftly and decisively. And in sports, Liverpool lift the Premier League trophy in front of fans for the first time since 1990. Star forward Mohamed Salah wins the Golden Boot after scoring his 29th goal of the season on Sunday. India continues its global campaign against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism, with all-party delegations engaged in diplomatic efforts and visiting key countries to spread the message of zero tolerance against terrorism. The Group 3 delegation, led by JDU MP Sanjay Kumar Jha, along with other leaders, interacted with Indian community in Seoul, the capital of South Korea.
There are member of parliaments from ruling party, there are member of parliaments from opposition party, but we all have come together, only one resolve, जो अभी हमारे देश में आप सब ने देखा होगा खबर में कि कश्मीर के पहलगांव में जो 26 लोगों की हत्या कर दी गई, वो छुट्टी पे परिवार के साथ गए हुए थे, सेग्रीगेट करके रिलीजन के नाम पर क्लोज रेंज से उनके फैमिली के सामने, उनके बच्चे थे, उनकी वाइफ थी, उनके सामने उनको गोली मार दी। और इस तरह का टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी पाकिस्तान के द्वारा प्रमोट किया जा रहा है। और प्रधानमंत्री ने भी और देश ने भी ये माना कि वी हैड एनफ।
Earlier, the visiting delegation of JDU MP Sanjay Kumar Jha attended the meeting with ambassadors. Group 1, headed by BJP MP Baijant Panda, including MPs from the BJP, AIMIM and other parties, along with former diplomats like Harsh Ringla, arrived in Kuwait, their second destination to showcase India's unwavering stand against cross-border terrorism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will begin his two-day visit to Gujarat from Lahore on Monday. He's scheduled to attend a number of public events while inaugurating or laying the foundation stones for various developmental projects worth thousands of crores. Prime Minister in Lahore will dedicate to the nation a locomotive manufacturing plant and also flag off an electric locomotive. This plant will produce electric locomotives of 9,000 HP for domestic purposes and for export. Thereafter, he will lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple development projects worth around 24,000 crore rupees in Lahore. The projects include rail projects and various projects of the government of Gujarat. Prime Minister will then travel to Bhuj and will lay the foundation stone and inaugurate multiple developmental projects worth over 53,400 crore rupees. Further, Prime Minister will travel to Gandhinagar and on 27th of May, he will participate in the celebrations of 20 years of Gujarat urban growth story and launch Urban Development Year 2025. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar spoke with Canada's new Foreign Minister Anita Anand for the first time on Sunday. Their phone call focused on strengthening economic ties and working on shared goals. Anand took charge as the Foreign Minister this month in Prime Minister Mark Carney's new cabinet. Carney had led the Liberal Party to a major win in last month's parliamentary elections. Sharing on social media platform X, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar wrote and echoed him, appreciate the teleconference with Foreign Minister Anita Anand, MP of Canada, discussed the prospects of India-Canada ties, wished her a very successful tenure. Minister of Foreign Affairs of Maldives, Dr. Abdullah Khalil, arrived in New Delhi on a 3-day visit to India. This is Dr. Khalil's third visit to India this year, following his visits earlier in January and March. This is in continuation of intensified high-level political exchanges between India and Maldives. The Foreign Minister will lead Maldives at the second India-Maldives high-level core group meeting to oversee progress in the implementation of the India-Maldives Vision Document on comprehensive economic and maritime security. This was adopted by the leadership of the two countries in October 2024. Dr. Khalil will also hold bilateral discussions with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in New Delhi. India will take part in the upcoming BRICS Culture Ministers meeting commencing on Monday in Brazil. The meeting brings together culture ministers from the BRICS nations, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, to promote mutual understanding and cultural cooperation. This year's focus is on strengthening ties through joint cultural projects, institutional partnerships and efforts to preserve the diverse heritage of BRICS countries. India's Minister of Culture and Tourism, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, will lead the Indian delegation and represent the country at this high-level event. During the discussions, the minister will highlight India's enduring commitment to cultural diplomacy, heritage conservation and people-to-people exchanges. He will also showcase India's unique contributions to the global cultural landscape, including the recent initiatives. India is on a transformative journey. Citing data from International Monetary Fund, Niti Aayog, India's top government think tank CEO, BVR Subramaniam, said that India has surpassed Japan to become the 4th largest economy in the world. India has achieved this feat due to strong domestic demand, favorable demographic trends and policy reforms. A detailed report.
The IMF projects India to be the fastest growing major economy in the next 2 years. The IMF also says Indian economy will grow at 6.2% in 2025 and 6.3% in 2026. The April edition of the World Economic Outlook report released by the IMF says that India's nominal GDP for fiscal year 2026 is estimated to cross the projected GDP of Japan. Niti Aayog's CEO BVR Subramaniam on Saturday informed that India surpassed Japan to become the 4th largest economy in the world.
India today is larger than Japan. So it's only the United States, China and Germany which are larger. And if we stick to what is being planned, what is being thought through, it's a matter of another 2.5 to 3 years, we would become the 3rd largest economy.
India's economic boom has come about amid strong growth in key sectors, sustained investment flows and government-backed industrial strategies.
I think it's a great success story that India has become the 4th largest economy in the world. The Prime Minister has also to be congratulated because we have been following his policies and his policies have been very, very strong policies.
According to IMF estimates, if India's current growth rate continues, then by 2028, it can become the 3rd largest economy in the world by surpassing Germany. India's GDP is estimated to reach $5 trillion by 2027 and $5.58 trillion by 2028. There are a number of important transformative triggers that have played a key role in India's economic success story.
How has this growth come about? There are several important transformative triggers. First, of course, is the demographic dividend. Domestic economic reforms, global cues are another factor. Electric vehicles, we are powering green energy, healthcare insurance has been growing at a very fast clip. Renewable energy, India has very impressive development. Digitalization-induced productivity gains have also significantly provided an important impetus to the development process of the Indian economy.
In the coming years, rising incomes and an expanding middle class will increase demand for consumer goods and services in India. And a rapidly growing economy will create new jobs, especially in technology, manufacturing, and services. Globally, India's influence will increase in international forums such as that of G20 and the International Monetary Fund. Foreign direct investment in India will increase further as global companies like Apple are looking at India not just as a market but as an attractive manufacturing destination. Moreover, strong strategic partnerships between India and Japan will promote stability in the Indo-Pacific region. India thus is steadfast to become a developed country by 2047, which is the ultimate collective goal as envisioned by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Tanvi Taneja, DD India.
Government-owned insurer, Life Insurance Corporation of India has earned a Guinness World Record title for selling the most life insurance policies in 24 hours. Over 450,000 LIC agents issued more than 588,000 life insurance policies across India. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, Trump threatens 50% tariffs on EU goods. German leaders urge serious negotiations with the US. Tokyo stocks rise on the US tariff delay. Nikkei gains over 120 points early on Monday. And in the IPL, Sunrisers Hyderabad sign off with huge 110-run win over Kolkata Knight Riders.
Welcome to Jaipur.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. US President Donald Trump issued a rare rebuke to Russian leader Vladimir Putin on Sunday, saying he was not happy with him after Moscow launched a record number of drones against Ukraine.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
Responding to a question on the tarmac in Morristown, Trump said that he was absolutely considering increasing the US sanctions on Russia in response to the latest drone attacks. Trump spoke in reaction to a Russian barrage over 360 drones and missiles at Ukrainian cities overnight on Sunday, including the capital Kyiv, in the largest aerial attack of the conflict so far, killing at least 13 people and injuring dozens more. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on the United States to speak out. The Ukrainian president, in a social media post on Telegram, said, and I quote him, "The silence of America, the silence of others in the world only encourages Putin. Every such terrorist Russian strike is reason enough for new sanctions against Russia." Russia's attacks on Ukraine came as the two countries completed their biggest business swap since February 2022, with 1,000 captured soldiers and civilian prisoners sent back by each side. US President Donald Trump on Sunday backed off his threat to impose 50% tariffs on EU imports, agreeing to extend trade talks until July 9th. Trump on Friday had warned of steep tariffs starting June 1st, citing frustration over stalled negotiations, sending shockwaves through global markets. However, after a phone call with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who requested more time to reach a good deal, Trump agreed to the delay. He told reporters that she assured him that they would rapidly get together to find common ground. Von der Leyen called the conversation good in a post on X and also affirmed the EU's readiness to move swiftly. The new timeline restores the original 90-day window set by Trump in April.
She just called me, as you know, and she asked for an extension on the June 1st date. And she said she wants to get down to serious negotiation because I've told you specifically, but I told anybody that would listen, they have to do that. And we had a very nice call, and I agreed to move it. I believe June 9th would be, July 9th would be the date. That was the date she requested. Could we move it from June 1st to July 9th? And I agreed to do that. And that she said we will rapidly get together and see if we can work something out.
US President Donald Trump said on Sunday that real progress, serious progress, had been made in negotiations with Iran, hinting at potential good news on the issue soon. Speaking in New Jersey before heading to Washington, D.C., Trump suggested that additional talks with Iran could take place very soon. This follows the conclusion of a fifth round of discussions in Rome on Friday between US and Iranian officials. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi acknowledged the possibility of a breakthrough, noting that Oman had introduced several constructive proposals during the talks, offering a potential path forward in the long-standing nuclear dispute.
Very, very good talks with Iran, and I don't know if I'll be telling you anything good or bad over the next 2 days, but I have a feeling I might be telling you something good. We've had some real progress, serious progress. Very soon, the Iran talks, I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. I can tell you the Iran talks have been going very well.
US President Donald Trump said on Sunday that he has no plans to bring textile manufacturing back to the US, stating that his focus is on big things such as computer chips and military tanks instead.
We're not looking to make sneakers and T-shirts, and we want to make military equipment. We want to make big things. We want to do the AI thing with the computers and the many elements. But the textile, you know, I'm not looking to make T-shirts, to be honest. I'm not looking to make socks. We can do that very well at other locations. We are looking to do chips and computers and lots of other things. And tanks and ships, meaning ships. Yeah.
US President Donald Trump also announced on Sunday that his administration aims to reduce the number of foreign students at Harvard University and is demanding the school release their names. Speaking at Morristown Airport, Trump claimed that no foreign government funds Harvard and suggested US government grants to the university may be reconsidered. The move follows the administration's recent decision to revoke Harvard's ability to enroll foreign students, a sharp escalation in its ongoing conflict with the Ivy League institution. Harvard strongly opposed the action, calling it a blatant violation of the US Constitution and federal law. A federal judge has since intervened, temporarily blocking the administration's order, leaving the future of Harvard's international enrollment uncertain.
Well, look, part of the problem with Harvard is that there are about 31%, almost 31% of foreigners coming to Harvard. We give them billions of dollars, which is ridiculous. We do grants, which we're probably not going to be doing much grants anymore to Harvard. But there are 31%, but they refuse to tell us who the people are. We want to know who the people. Now, a lot of the foreign students we wouldn't have a problem with. I'm not going to have a problem with foreign students, but it shouldn't be 31%. It's too much because we have Americans that want to go there and to other places, and they can't go there because you have 31% foreign. Now, No foreign government contributes money to Harvard. We do. So why are they doing so many? Number one. Number two, we want a list of those foreign students, and we'll find out whether or not they're okay. Many will be okay, I assume. And I assume with Harvard, many will be bad. And then the other thing is they're very anti-Semitic. Everybody knows they're anti-Semitic, and that's got to stop immediately.
French President Emmanuel Macron is in Vietnam on the first leg of the Southeast Asia tour, where he will pitch his country as a reliable alternative partner to the US and China. In his first formal visit to the country, and first for a French president in nearly a decade, is expected to oversee the signing of possibly 30 agreements while trying to boost cooperation in multiple sectors, including aviation, nuclear energy, railways, renewables, research, satellites and defense. Macron's long-planned visit to Vietnam, the first leg of a larger Southeast Asian tour, includes Indonesia and Singapore. It comes on the heels of US President Trump's threats on Friday to impose 50% duties on EU goods from June, critically escalating trade tensions with the 27-country bloc. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's party appeared poised for a landslide victory on Sunday, aimed at opposition boycott and a harsh crackdown on dissent. Turnout was strikingly low in major cities. Tensions soared as over 400,000 security forces monitored the vote, arresting more than 70, including opposition figure Juan Pablo Guanepa, on the terrorism charges. Venezuela accused foreign-backed mercenaries of infiltrating from Colombia, sealing the border until after the elections. The vote for 285 assembly seats and 24 governors revealed deep distrust after last year's controversial presidential race. The main opposition, led by Maria Corina Machado, urged voters to stay home, protesting Maduro's disputed re-election last year. Machado called the election a farce, while a small opposition faction pushed for voting as resistance. Venezuela's economic crisis and political turmoil continue to deepen. A senior member of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's CDU party has reignited debate over Nord Stream 2, calling for talks with Russia to potentially revive the shelved gas pipeline. Michael Kretschmer, Premier of Saxony, suggested the pipeline could serve as a possible opening for dialogue with Moscow amid soaring energy costs. He warned that current sanctions and Germany's refusal to engage limit the diplomatic leverage. His comments follow reports of US-Russian discussions involving potential American investors in a Nord Stream relaunch. Now, the pipeline was completed in 2021. It was abandoned after Russia-Ukraine conflict. While Chancellor Merz opposes its revival, Kretschmer argued diplomacy, not isolation, is the key. Still, most German leaders remain firm on sanctions and energy independence from Russia. Tokyo stocks opened higher on Monday after US President Donald Trump announced a delay in imposing 50% tariffs on European Union imports, easing market jitters. The Nikkei gained 0.34% in the first 15 minutes of trading, while the broader Topix rose 0.29%. Investor sentiment improved as the tariff deadline was pushed to July 9th, offering breathing room for US-EU trade negotiations. The leading gainers included iron and steel, air transportation and real estate sectors. Meanwhile, US stocks for futures rose in early Asian trading on Monday, calming fears of an imminent trade disruption. Futures on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 climbed, with markets viewing the move as a potential window for renewed negotiations ahead of the new July 9th deadline. The delay also buoyed oil prices as trade optimism lifted the sentiment, though gains were capped by weak demand forecast and ongoing OPEC Plus output talks. Gold prices dipped 0.3% amid easing short-term uncertainty. In Asia, Japan's Nikkei futures rose 0.1% in early trade, while benchmark 10-year Japanese government bond futures gained 0.24 points, reflecting a cautiously optimistic market mood as investors await further developments in the US-EU trade relations and West Asia diplomacy. Let's get you updates from the world of sports now. Liverpool lifted the Premier League trophy in front of fans at Anfield for the first time since 1990 on Sunday with a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace. Mohamed Salah's late equaliser, which was also his 29th goal of the season, cancelled out Ismaila Sarr's opener at the jubilant Anfield. After the match, Salah was given the Golden Boot and Playmaker of the Season award for scoring the most goals in this Premier League season. It is the 4th different season that Salah has finished as the Premier League's top scorer, equaling Arsenal legend Thierry Henry's record for most Golden Boots. In the IPL action, Sunrisers Hyderabad thrashed Kolkata Knight Riders by 110 runs in their final match in New Delhi on Sunday night. Hyderabad displayed their usual aggressive batting by scoring a massive 278 for 3 on a flat pitch. Heinrich Klaassen stole the show by smashing an unbeaten 105 off just 39 balls to propel Hyderabad to the 3rd highest score in IPL's history. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.